The VSOE is the most iconic train in the world and will remain the most iconic train in the world. We actually operate every year, from March to December, carriages that were all built between 1926 and 1931. My name is Pascal Deyrolle. I'm the General Manager of the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express, and I've been part of the Belmond group for the last 30 plus years. About 30 years ago, I started as a cabin steward, and then I did 5 seasons, and then I traveled the world for another 20 years, and I came back to look after the VSOE as General Manager 8 years ago. At the time of its launch, in 1982, the carriages of the VSOE feature the characterful historic cabins with berth bed that guests can still find today on the wreck. But as the demand grew for greater privacy, we decided to introduce 8 new suites whose designs reflect 4 different landscapes unfolding through the train pictures windows. La campagne, the countryside, les montagnes, the mountains, les lacs, the lakes, and la forêt, the forest. The biggest challenge, which we all extremely proud of, is that we are creating history. We took an original 1929 carriage, we removed the original 9 compartment, and we created 4 brand new cabins that will stay after us. So for us the challenge was make sure that we create something that is true to the DNA of the train. It had to be relevant to the clientele of today. It has to remain relevant to the train in terms of actual art-deco design, and obviously for us it's got to work operationally. So space and the sensation of space for the guest and operational for us was probably the biggest challenge. And being a train, space is always our biggest challenge. If you look at the VSOE in today's world, your window is actually your TV screen. And that's why we decided to actually identify and design each suite theme with the actual landscape you go through during your journey. That's why you have the mountain when we do Austria, the lakes when we go to the ski resort, the Alps with the mountains, and obviously the forest when we go through the Black Forest in Germany. Because the train is like a mini time capsule where it's all about slow travel and disconnecting, obviously your window plays a big part in your journey, and for us on board, you can see that less and less guests, when they are within the time capsule, actually use their personal devices, phone, iPad, etc. In terms of the new suite, we actually brought the landscape in. So we took the key element of the mountain, for example, and the snow. The designer, Wimberly, was kind enough to start creating inlays where we actually put mother of pearl. So if you look at the mountain cabin, you can see the art deco in there in the geometrical shape of what Wimberly, the designer, created. But then now you've got the craftsmanship of Philippe Lallemand, bringing in the mother of pearl, bringing in all the other design elements that with the light of the day, suddenly it does feel like you are within a mountainy, ski, snowy ambience. Some of the key elements, for example, the ensuite, each suite has its own mosaic based on its theme design. We have 3 cabins where the actual sofa banquette during daytime becomes a double bed at night. And then we've got another cabin where it's actually 2 large armchairs turning into twin bed. So we purposely decided to have some cabin that would be double bed and some cabin that would be twin beds. So the fact that we are running these original carriages and we've been doing it for 40 plus years is a testimony to what we believe at the company and where we want to go at the company. Our oldest carriage will turn 100 years old in 3 years' time. The VSOE, from its DNA, which means when you're on board, is literally a time capsule into art deco. You walk on board and time stops. So we will always expand our destinations. We will always stay true to the DNA of the train as a brigade in terms of onboard staff. We'll always use designers that go back to the art deco original creation to make sure that even when we refurbish a carriage today, we stay true to our DNA, which is art deco. Honestly, I think for us, the future is really bright. There is a revival of slow travel, and no one yet has been able to create a train where the craftsmanship, the history, and le métier d'art is so much present in everything that we do.